going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, or if it's your first time watching, hit the like button, and let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, Redcat's new release is a rear-wheel drive drift car. If you didn't see it, it went up Monday, and it's a comp spec rear-wheel drive drift car, as they put it. I don't know what comp spec means in the drift world. It's not an area that I'm super familiar with, but they did use some premium materials, including a lot of carbon fiber. It does come brushless, and the motor can be moved around, as I see popular with a lot of drift cars. The body is it's a choice. Not sure what kind of choice it is. It's a very odd looking body. I don't know what it is. It looks like a late 90s concept car to me. I don't know, but you like it, you don't like it. Drift car people change the bodies anyway. So, but it comes to RTR as it is. You just get that body in two color choices if you like. Price is pretty decent on it. $400 RTR. There you go. They put out a nice running video for the release of the car, but what caught my eye the most was the G body on big rims on the back of the truck. I need that. Redcat. I need that. It was almost a donk. It was just, I just need to raise it up. Come on. If you're interested in this, they're available for pre-order now. Go check that out. Last week, we also talked about a bunch of Tamiya releases that were coming, and Nuremberg Toy Fair didn't disappoint with the numbers. The one that I liked the most from Tamiya was the BBX2. This is a buggy. It's got some good looking kind of chunky off-road tires to it. Again, the cage looks great. It has hex hardware and bearings. Who are they? Who are these people? Looks really good. It's an all new chassis too. So it's not just a, makeover of a vehicle that you've seen from them before, even though it's very similar styled in a lot of ways. This completely new platform, super cool. The platform I think is actually called the BB01. This thing's rad. I'll definitely have to own one of these. And then they also had like 13 other releases alongside that. They had a Fiat and a Porsche 992 911. Also, they had a nice looking Toyota Land Cruiser on the CC02 chassis. So if you like the new style Land Cruisers, like a lot of people do, maybe if you need something to try and look like your super fancy Overlander, here you go. If you're a Tamiya fan, go check out some of the releases. I'll put a link below to where you can go see a bunch of the photos that were posted and all of the things that are going to be coming. Spektrum also released a Firma 100 amp combo made for the drag scene. This is a 6500 kV system. This would be an easy drop-in solution if you're converting an old short course truck or possibly even upgrading one of the RTR platforms. Definitely not going to be an outlaw class dominating drop-in system, but if you're just looking to speed up a car that you've had for a while, or you're building something up that you just want to have fun with, this might be a good option for you if you've been a fan of the hobby wing based Firma systems in the past. They also released recently another Firma system that has kind of like based on like the Axe platform. Not exactly, but similar. All the Firma systems seem to be hobby wing system adjacent, very similar, but slightly different in a number of ways. So, speaking of Spektrum and Firma and all that, I put out a video this last week covering the transformation of my Arma Infraction into a smart car, kind of. I actually put the Nissan GTR R34 body on there from Proline and put some of the smart electronics in there, smart batteries, and we saw how fast we could make it go. Also, I threw a ton of parts from Scorched RC in there, and also a company called Stupid RC. The top speed surprised myself, even though I was in some wet conditions. Go watch it after this video. I'll put a link to it in the description below, as well as links to the rest of today's stories. For you Land Rover fans, Traxxas is now offering the TRX4 Defender in a blackout version. It's just a black Defender, same platform that we've seen, and they released, well, the very first TRX4 that was ever released. So available in 5 colors now. I think when I originally saw this, I had put it down in my news notes, the whole deal. I thought it was the TRX4M. They just look, you can't tell. You had to read the title. Like, they look so similar unless you can see portal axles under them. So I only caught it based on the link that I had in my news notes, so lucky for me before I posted this video. Speaking of the TRX4M and small scale stuff in general, a ton of new upgrade parts for both the TRX4M as well as that AX24 just rolled in. So depending on the brands that you favor most or the types of parts you're looking for, a ton of options have just been rolling in. Brass, everything, aluminum, all the colors. I bet there's been 200 new part numbers added for those two cars in the last week or two. I'll put links to those upgrades in the description below so you can go shopping around no matter which one of them you own, or both. As I was going through some of the 124 scale upgrades, I did run across the Furitek Hiroyama 124 scale. Now this is a welded bouncer style cage. I believe that it's got the FMS portal axles under it, but it also has the little Rocket Man all aluminum transmission in there. Comes with a servo, comes with a brushless motor as well. Everything, I think, except the radio gear. You add your own radio gear and then you've got yourself a little RTR. It's not quite as expensive as the Power Wagon versions that we talked about a few weeks back. A little under $300 for this thing. This Wednesday was going to be the next episode of Road to the Rockies series, where Matt and I are working on our Sorca 2023 trucks that we're going to be running at the Rocky Mountain Regional Championship. That's happening in Red Feathers, Colorado, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. However, we're going to postpone that schedule by 1 week due to some video conflicts that we have for this week. You're going to get videos from both of us this week still, and then Road to the Rockies, you'll see back on schedule next week. Next, maybe you noticed, and maybe half of you tagged me in posts making me aware of the fact that RC4WD Drive brought back the mystery boxes. Not sure if I'm jumping in this time or not. They've got two mystery box options available. I think one is like $180 and the other is $350. Now this time they say every box is going to be different this time. And you have a 25% chance of getting a 1/18 or a 1/24 scale in the box as well. They were giving away those 1/24 scales around Christmas. Those things are valued at like 180 or something like that, but they were selling them for 69. I'm sure that could end up being a large chunk of the value if they put one of those in your either way. Not sure if that is a gamble that I'm going to roll the dice on again or not. Let me know what your thoughts are on those, on mystery boxes in general. How do you feel about it? Are you in on them? Are you not in? Are you super picky? Let me know. This coming weekend is the big show for King of the Hammers. Big race for the 4400 class is going to be on Saturday, but there's also content going on all week with races and qualifying going on every single day. So absolutely go check that out. I'll put a link to where you can go watch that live. The premium feed is free this year. Normally you have to pay for it, but this year it's free. So go to there, ultra4racing.com, I believe is where you can find it, but I'll make sure to put a link below if you want to go watch some pretty amazing off-road racing action. TWS seems to be showing that they're going to be releasing some soft tops for their CJ7. That's for the CTS CJ7, their scale platform. They've got that CJ7 body on it. These look like they're made out of leather. Maybe it's pleather. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, still kind of surprising to see the CJ7 out there. As much as we've seen the Jeep stuff getting kind of poked at here recently, this one still rocking and rolling on the market. You think it'll be for the long haul, or you think letters got maybe lost in the mail on the way over? This Wednesday, come join Matt and I, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Livestream Takeover. This week, we're doing a little live build-off. We both got our AX24s and a bunch of parts, and we're going to see who can get those parts installed the quickest. Should be a fun little time with frustratingly small little screws and throwing 124 scale parts around. Come join us for that, plus some other interesting topics for this week's live stream. And then Friday Night Live is going to be moved to Thursday night instead. I can't do it Friday night. We're going to move it up a night. Same time as always, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Going to be a great stream. I can feel it. Make sure and check that one out. Last week, I asked you guys to predict what the next RTR would be. And we had a feeling that Redcat was going to drop something because there was a teaser about it, but you never knew if there was going to be a curveball come in the midst. However, they were the next one. And there was even a guess or two of people that called a rear-wheel drive drift car from Redcat. So congrats to you guys. Pretty deep, little bit outside the park guess even. For this week's question, I want to know, what's the last thing you built? And built either, hand fabricated from scratch a part, or if it was a kit or just a custom assembled truck of parts you sourced from all over, or was it a swing set? Whatever it is, put it in the comments below. I want to know what you're working on. What was the last thing you built? And what did you spend? Ooh. Or don't incriminate yourself. Don't include that. Delete that out of the edit. But that's going to do it for this week's news topics. Hope you all had an awesome weekend. Good luck on the week ahead. With that, as always, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoy the show. Subscribe, comment, notification bell, the whole thing. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.